Chris! 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 I locked myself in! Get me out of here! I'm in the panic room! Oh, Chris! No! No, Chris! Don't do it right in front of me! Oh. Oh. Oh, that's not pleasant. I didn't need to see that.
Ian J.
Christopher W.
We watched a movie tonight, recommended to us.
No, we didn't. I watched this last night.
Fuck off. We watched a movie recommended to us by one of our patrons.
Mr. Thornback Jr., Doctor the
I
Fourth.
believe it's Dr. Thornback Jr., MD.
MD, yes.
Jr.
So thank you, Thornback.
The Hidden Face. It is a...
La Cara
Okay,
Oculta.
that's what I was getting at. It is a Spanish movie.
Yes.
And not a lot of stuff's hidden in this movie, if you know what I'm saying. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yes, about every opportunity there is for somebody to be naked in this, they get naked.
Yeah. Good recommendation. Anyways, so sorry. We watched The Hidden Mirror. God damn it, is that what it's called? The Hidden Face.
No more drinks for you.
It was
you gotta
water.
lay off that water.
Water. So we watched The Hidden Face.
Yes.
What is it about?
The Cara Oculta is listed on IMDb as a comedy, drama, mystery, thriller.
Okay.
Not all of those make sense for what this movie is. This is a movie that I should say right out of the gate is very difficult to talk about, even a little bit without spoiling it. So I would say I do recommend this movie. You as well?
It's got its moments.
I'd say turn this off and go watch it, because I think the less you know about this movie going into it, the better. I knew nothing. I hadn't seen a trailer.
So I read a description that was a very important plot point to the movie halfway through, and that I was waiting for the entire time, so it kind of ruined some of the surprise. And I think the surprise is important for this movie.
I'd say so too. So don't watch our review, like ever. Just go watch the movie. We recommend it. But then, maybe think about coming back after you've seen it and seeing us be wrong about this movie. Adrian is a musical composer and conductor. He's moving for a job from Spain to Colombia, Bogota specifically, and he takes his girlfriend with him. The movie actually starts with him looking at a video on the camera of her breaking up with him in Colombia, and from there he goes to a bar to drink his sorrows away, and for most of the first third of the movie is him falling into a relationship with a new woman, and them getting to know each other very intimately, if you know what I'm saying. But meanwhile, the police are wondering where his original girlfriend is, because as it turns out, she is very, very missing. And then this becomes it's a very tense movie right from the jump, but you're not really sure why. They kind of let it slow burn as little details show up that you're not quite sure.
They let it slow burn, but they definitely make it a point of making it feel like things are off a lot of times.
Things are off.
Yeah.
You're certainly very unsure about Adrian's character, whether there's something sinister going on with him.
Right.
But they kind of give you the out of assuming he's innocent, because you see the video of her breaking up with him at the start. So she left him, and she says, "Don't come looking for me." So when she's missing, you kind of go, well, she left. Like, what even makes people think she's missing? We don't even know. But, who knows? He could have gotten mad, found her, and killed her, but we didn't see anything like that. So is this new woman in danger? She kind of seems to be your protagonist. She's like in a typical like thriller type movie. She's getting herself into what increasingly seems like it could be dangerous. She thinks the house she's in is haunted. So that's potentially the tension there. Could it be the ghost of the original girlfriend, Balin? This current girlfriend is Fabiana.
Okay.
So, and then things develop.
Hijinks ensue.
Hijinks ensue.
I enjoyed the movie for the most part. It's a very well-made movie.
It is a very well-made movie. It looks good. It sounds great.
The acting's good.
The details are really teased out very nicely. Like I said, in that first third where Fabiana's getting to know Adrian and she comes to live with him, or at least stay with him, they definitely, you're seeing details. You're like, know why that matters, but I assume it's going to come back around, and it all does come back around very nicely, I think.
Yeah, it's a convoluted storyline, and not in a bad way.
I disagree. I think it's actually quite simple, but kind of plays out in a convoluted way.
There's a lot of moving pieces going on at once, and that's a positive for the creators of this movie. They handled it really well.
I think there's a lot of ways to mess this movie up, and they didn't do any of them.
That's what I'm getting at, yeah. So, ultimately I enjoyed it, but, like, these characters all fucking suck. And so, like...
I think that was fine for this movie, though.
But then when the movie wrapped up, and I'm not, like, trying to jump the gun here, but ultimately I was like, I would say kind of dour, and I didn't really care anymore.
Well, it was interesting how they order the movie, because it does seem like your protagonist shifts a couple different times. So, and the story all revolves around Adrian, this composer guy, but it's really not his story. It's really the story of the two women in his life at different times of his life, but then that comes together to a head, which kind of builds your tension and your mystery and your thriller.
So, one of the things I really liked about the movie was the complete shift in perspective about 35 minutes into the way, where it really kept the movie fresh. And it was like...
That's actually where it really picked up.
Yeah, it started like really building towards something more. Because a lot of that, by the end of that first sequence, we're kind of like wandering around, but we're not really learning anything new. But it is setting up a lot of mystery. And then to kind of like start back over, but with the different relationship was really interesting to see.
And then you do get to go through and see some of the same scenes again, but from the other side of the mirror. And it was really well done.
Yeah, it was.
And just to, like, I found it very easy to empathize. Like, can you imagine having to watch your man be with a new woman, and they have sex right in front of the mirror because she likes the mirror and she likes standing in front of it, and she has to watch her use her toothbrush, and like to be there, to have to witness all of that in such a personal way. And these two women have like such a dynamic, and yet they cannot,
what they're calling it these days.
And they cannot communicate. Like, one doesn't know the other one's there even, and just like, I don't know, it was expertly done, I would say.
I think Barbra Streisand said it best. The mirror has two faces.
The one thing about this about this movie that threw me off and kind of detracted from my experience a little bit, and this was again bringing an expectation into it that was unfair, was because I'd really only seen the title and the genres on IMDb.
Horror?
Well, it said it didn't say horror. It said comedy first, then drama, then mystery, then thriller.
Yeah.
I kept waiting for the comedy. There's no there's a little bit of like light gaslighting that happens. I don't know if that's supposed to be funny.
No, I just think it's titled wrong on IMDb, and I don't know why you're so hung up on this.
I don't know. It's just like, there's no comedy. No. It was baffling to me. Yeah. So I was just like, and I continued to be baffled. I'm like, okay, maybe it's going to get funny at some point.
You never just thought, they
really
fucked up on IMDb?
No.
So I was more on the side that I thought this was, because I read that tagline about being stuck in a panic room. So I thought it was going to be like kind of like gritty and gross and nasty about like surviving in this panic room by yourself.
There's a little bit of that.
It's sort of, but it doesn't really dwell on that at all. Like they set up enough to make it make it believable that she's still surviving in this panic room. Because that'd be like the first thing I'd throw out and be like, you can't fucking survive in there without food and
German World War II rations.
Right, but they're sardines, and you can live on sardines for years.
I thought it was more like a Spam kind of a thing.
Oh, whatever. German Spam is sardines if you translate it, but whatever. I guess we're not doing technical stuff anymore. So the culmination and everything, and the flip around of the dynamic, and the one girl getting out of the panic room and the other girl getting thrown in, and we learning that the boyfriend is actually a douchebag who's cheating on everybody, was just like so much that it just kind of like, to me, the ending felt like it all just kind of petered out. But I was expecting a twist. Knowing everything that's been going on with this mystery and people in this room and out of this room, I thought there was going to be some clever twist that was either like, what's his face was bad in some way or something, or it was all on somebody.
And
but there was nothing
Adrian,
like
that. the man in this movie, he was a little bit awkward and a little bit sinister seeming, but that could just be a man coping with his girlfriend leaving him and going missing, and just maybe being a little bit artsy and a little, not normal.
Yeah.
So, like, other than maybe a little bit of flirting and perhaps cheating, they never really showed him specifically cheating. Like, you take that element out, like, he's perfectly decent dude.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really interesting movie.
Definitely interesting. I enjoyed it.
I think mystery and thriller are the elements that best describe this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked it. The mirror has dark side. What the fuck? The dark side of the mirror. The back side. Why do you never jump in anymore? What is it? The dark face
like
in
watching
the mirror?
you flounder. The hidden face.
Hidden face. Interesting
written
movie.
and directed by Andrés Baiz.
So,
Probably said that right.
Yeah, came out a while ago.
We should mention this is the second appearance of an actress we've covered before. The woman who plays Balin, Clara Lago, was in Orbiter 9 that we covered, I think, almost exactly a year ago.
There you go.
It was probably like March, April.
That's why we're covering it now, because it's the anniversary of our Orbiter 9 review that nobody watched. So
that's not true. Dozens of people watched it.
Literally a dozen people watched it. Anyways, that's gonna do it for the mirror and the dark and the faces and some Spanish. God damn it, Ian.
The Hidden Face.
The Hidden Face
by Andrés Baiz.
Yep.
Thank you, Thornback, one of our wonderful patrons who continues to help support the show. Please join us on Patreon, where you can get access to all kinds of extra content if you're interested. If not, that's fine too.